Hi everyone! For today's video, I want to discuss dressing a pear body shape. For reference, I am 5'5", about 135 pounds. My chest measures 34 inches with a C cup. My waist is 27 inches and my hips are 40 inches. This smaller on top and wider on bottom ratio is what gives me a classic pear shape. And today I just wanted to share some tips that I personally use to dress my body and feel confident as well as comfortable. These tips are by no means hard and fast rules. I don't always go by them. I'll break them very often, but these are some of the consistent themes that I've noticed when getting dressed that I really feel my best in. So let's start with the first tip. My first tip is all about highlighting my curves, and to do this, I focus on defining my waist. I do that by wearing a high waist bottom like I am here in my Riley Agolde jeans. I love how a high waist bottom can just cinch in the narrowest part of my body is my waist and really help me highlight my curves. And this works for whether you are wearing a pant or short or a skirt. If you focus on kind of something with a higher rise, that naturally helps you kind of highlight your overall shape. And next, I take this to the next level by tucking in my top. Usually I will do a full tuck like you see here to really create a clean silhouette that highlights my curves. Or if you're not feeling the full tuck, you can always do a half tuck here and create kind of the same effect if you're just feeling like a full tuck is a little too, stuffy, I guess you could say, or if you're just not feeling all of that full tuck, you can always do a half tuck to have the same effect. Or if you're not feeling a full tuck or a half tuck, you can always opt for a crop top. And a lot of people normally kind of associate with this with like showing some belly, but with the high waist bottom and then a crop top, you also highlight your waist, no real belly showing, and can have that same effect of highlighting your overall curves. Then if it's a little cool outside, I will either opt for adding a crop cardigan to continue the curves, being kind of the star of the outfit. Or if I want to create a more sleek silhouette, I will opt for a longer cardigan just to kind of create that long line and lengthening. Now, when you move over to dresses, you want to kind of carry some of the same defining your waist themes. And how I normally achieve this is by looking for either a wrap dress or a dress that has a natural cinching to the waist or already a defined waist. Or I love sheath dresses, but they're not always the most flattering on my body type, but I can kind of create the illusion of my waist by adding a crop layer like I have in this last look. For my second tip, you can focus on an eye-catching top, and this kind of helps draw your eye away from just your hips and kind of the overall outfit. You can do this by wearing a print like I am in this first look, or you can go for a bulkier top piece, either like a oversized kind of bulky sweater or a top with a big sleeve detail. Or you can focus on your neckline and kind of go for a more oval or boat neckline or a square neck, which helps make your shoulders and your chest a little bit broader to kind of even out with your hips to create an overall straight silhouette. For my third tip, you'll want to avoid pieces that hit you at the widest part, which is obviously for pear shapes, your hips. So you can always opt for a top, like I mentioned in the first tip, something that is either easily tuckable or is a crop top. Or you can opt for something that even goes past your hips, like I am in this look where I'm wearing a long button-up shirt that clears my hips and gives me enough breadth that it's not too clingy and kind of creates a straight silhouette. And if you do want to wear a piece that does hit you kind of at your widest part or just above your widest part, that really highlights your hip, in kind of a negative, undefined way, then you can always tuck it or do a half tuck. I don't avoid pieces that hit me there just because it's technically not flattering for my shape. I just work with it and style it in different ways so that I feel comfortable and confident in it. And you don't always have to do this, obviously, but I've found that it's just a way that I like to continue to wear pieces that might hit me in a slightly unflattering way and keep utilizing them in my closet. My last tip, again, focuses on the bottoms, and that is opting for a straight leg or a wide leg pant. I've found these to be very flattering and, again, to help kind of balance out my curves. And I love these two options here. The first is, again, that Riley jean by Agolde. The second is my Madewell Langford wide leg pant. And I just really love how this kind of helps balance out my hips and doesn't make them a straight focal point, but allows me to kind of create a more, again, like sleek, straight silhouette and kind of helps balance out my overall proportions. I do also, like you see in this last look, skinny jeans, totally wear them all the time, and they're totally great. But if I just don't want to have as much focus on my hips, I will opt for a more straight leg cut or a wide leg pant. So I hope you found these tips helpful for getting dressed and some additional ideas if you also have a Pear body shape. These can also work for other body types as well. I just happen to have a Pear shape, so I thought I would provide some tips and tricks that I have kind of figured out over the years for how I feel comfortable in my clothing and the types of clothing that I really feel comfortable with on my body. If you liked this video and you'd love to see more, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button to show your support. If you have any additional tips or tricks of your own for how you like to get dressed, leave them in the comments section down below, and I will see you in the next video.